What is going on, guys? Alex here, and yesterday for Battlefield 1, most of the weapons that will be included in They Shall Not Pass, their stat cards were released online. Reason being is that players enrolled in the CTE program for Battlefield 1 on PC, they were received sort of a test run of the new DLC, and they can test most of the content early before it is released to Premium Pass owners. Now, let's talk about some of the official stats for the new weapons. Each weapon comes with a brief description, so if you want to pause the video or read that while I babble on about my opinion, go right ahead. First up here, we have the Riberos 1918 factory. Right off the bat, I immediately looked at the rate of fire and magazine size of the weapon, which I think is somewhat important for this weapon to compete with such competition such as the MP18 and Hellriegel. The MP18's rate of fire is decent. It's not amazingly fast like the Hellriegel, but it's decent. And then you have the Hellriegel, which is just on its own level. So I think the rate of fire for this weapon will be fairly decent. It's 550, I believe, and we're gonna have to see how that performs with the likes of those two weapons. We've already seen a short clip of the weapon from the teaser for the Frontlines game mode, so we sort of have an idea of how that rate of fire will work. Next up here, we have the RSC 1917 Factory and Optical. The damage on this rifle looks lovely, but that 6-round magazine has me a little worried, and hopefully it does not take away from the weapon's overall performance. I'll be running that factory version. I'm not a big fan of the optical version of weapons in Battlefield 1. I like to go old school and run iron sights, so can't wait to try out that medic rifle. Moving on, the one gun that we all knew was coming to Battlefield 1 sooner or later. It was already shown in promotional art, concept art. We have the Shot telescopic and lightweight machine gun. Two things here worry me about the gun. First, the damage looks to be somewhat low, and the magazine size, unfortunately, is 20, like the BAR. What we can hope for here is that the gun's damage hits very hard. Damage it seems to be decent from what I could tell. Can't compare it to any other weapons yet. And hopefully, we could get more than 2 kills without having to reload every time like the BAR, because that's a little frustrating. Kind of wish that magazine size was bumped up to 35, maybe even 50. That would have been pretty cool to see, but it is what it is. We'll see. We're going to have to see for ourselves. Now, the French have to have their own standard issue rifle, and that would be the Lebel Model 1886 Infantry and Sniper. I can only hope that this rifle's infantry version plays very similar to the SMLE infantry, which I love to run. And hopefully its sniper version is like the Gewehr 98 sniper, which if I want to snipe, that's my go-to, the Gewehr 98. Such a good sniper. That would personally make me very happy. Next up here, we have the new shotgun, the Strojan Inertia Factory. I think the shotgun will perform much like the 12-gauge shotgun that we have now in the game. Damage seems to be much higher than the 12-gauge, so it might be pretty nasty up close. It actually might be very similar to the Model 10 that we have, rate of fire-wise, and then damage-wise, might be around the, I'm going to say, the trench gun. It might be similar to the trench gun in damage. And lastly, we have a look at the 3 of the melee weapons will be receiving and They Shall Not Pass. There's really not much to say about any of them. They're just melee weapons. Battlefield 1's very big on their melee weapons. All the World War II close combat. Yeah, there's really not much to say. But the nail knife is as simplistic as you can get. Pretty medieval right there. Now, there was one weapon missing off the list, and that being is the MLE extended pistol. But I believe its stats will be very similar to the MLE 1903. Most likely the only difference will be added range, hence the term extended. So we are right around the corner from the release of They Shall Not Pass, which EA and DICE should be announcing the release date in the next week or so, being that March is only 8 days away. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if so, like, comment, or subscribe. I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and YouTube, I'll catch you guys later.